Watch me vanish in 4K, I hissed into the mic the night my father crowned my cousin Lila at her engagement gala. Some heirs inherit empires. Others inherit receipts. The ballroom's chandeliers froze mid-twinkle. My aunt's Botox cracked. Lila's fiancé fake coughed into a $400 napkin. I dropped the mic, literally, left the flute sweating, and ghosted into the valet line like a bad sequel nobody greenlit. I'm recording this from a loft above a Denver dive bar where the jukebox only plays songs that never charted. The neon buzz is my new lullaby. Before I drop the final scene, where I turned their legacy into a 404 error, tell me, what zip code is holding you hostage tonight? And when the lights come up, what would you do if your DNA tried to delete you? The resort suite still smelled like Lila's signature oud when I rage googled furthest city with decent Wi-Fi. Back in Connecticut, the family estate looked like a colonial screensaver, white columns, hydrangeas on life support, a mailbox that screamed old money. Dad was in the study, spreadsheets glowing like altar candles. Bold stunt, Rowan. Mom swirled oat milk cordido. You rattled sponsors. Apologize. Lila, sipping Mai Tais in Bora Bora, posted ring close UPS with captions like Blessed Beyond. Zero mention of the public execution she'd co-signed. I'd spent 29 years beta testing their approval algorithm. My startup pitch got risky. Her influencer deal got seed money. At 17 Dad said, merit is a ladder, climb or be climbed. I thought it was tough love. At 29 I saw the ladder was a trapdoor. Mornings, I brewed coffee in the mug I'd stolen from a coding boot camp. Dad left for board meetings in bespoke certainty. Mom pruned bonsai I'd once drowned in good intentions. The house was a museum of my almosts. Staying meant becoming an exhibit. So I opened a Notion board titled Exit Wound. Tabs, cash runway. Burner resumes. Cities that don't know my last name. They handled fallout the way wasps handle feelings, by scheduling brunch over the corpse. 3 weeks of silence, then Mom's invite, Sunday supper. Lila's flying in. Wear the navy blazer. Translation, smile for the hostage photo. I sold my vintage vinyl, the Rolex Dad gave me for potential, the designer sneakers I'd worn once for a pitch that tanked. Each sold notification fed exit wound. Jude, my brother, eternal road warrior for a fintech unicorn, FaceTimed from a layover in Doha. You good, Ro? I lied. He squinted. Good as a gateway drug to regret. Later, his situationship Becca slid into my DMs, heard you're eyeing Denver. Adorable. I archived the chat. My exodus, my NDA. Mom's next call dripped chamomile concern. You sound hoarse. Hydrate. Then the shank, don't torch bridges over one speech. Torch. As if departure were arson. I booked the Denver interview that night. Calendar ping, we're excited to meet you. My heart RSVP'd in all caps. Lila's engagement imploded faster than a crypto rug pull. She called from her walk-in panic room, voice shredded. Ethan's finding himself in Tulum. I drove over. Her condo looked like a crime scene of privilege, half-packed Louis Vuitton, champagne flutes growing mold, engagement portrait face down like a corpse. She handed me a box of crystal to-go cups. I can't crawl back to them alone. We packed until she muttered, you were right to bail. I didn't correct her. Bail and breakthrough share a runway. Mom was waiting when I got home, iPad glowing like a search warrant. You helped Lila pack? Before I answered, she's coming Sunday. You'll be there. Invitation or indictment, same font. I backed up exit wound to a microSD hidden in a hollowed-out book of Dad's favorite Ayn Rand. Then I drained the trust disbursement he'd managed since I was 12. My dividends, my detonation cord. Closed it with a click quieter than a confession. Sunday, the dining room smelled of truffle oil and ultimatums. Candles flickered like unreliable narrators. Dad doomscrolled CNBC. Lila sat chalk white, clutching a stemless glass like a grenade pin. Mom plated cocoa vin, Lila's recipe, Mom's jurisdiction. Sit, Dad said. I did, spine like rebar. Dad didn't look up. Your uncle says you're interviewing in Denver. Mom, we fear you're self-sabotaging. Lila's eyes ping-ponged, accomplice or defector. I smiled the smile I'd practiced in bathroom mirrors since middle school. Fear, or foreclosure on your narrative? Dad's chair groaned. Enough performance art. I laughed, a sound like glass imploding. You funded the theater, Dad. I'm just burning the script. Mom's voice cracked, continental drift in real time. Blood forgives. I stood. Blood doesn't invoice forgiveness with compound interest. Lila whispered, Dad, enough. He pivoted, venom on a swivel. The old food chain reasserted. But she didn't blink. Evolution, or mutually assured destruction. I walked to the door. Dad's parting shot, leave and your footnote. I paused. You wrote the footnote. I'm the pop-up ad. The door shut with the hush of a guillotine curtain. My apartment smelled like ramen and revolution. I opened the Denver offer, lead content strategist. Remote first. Start in 21 days. Salary obscene enough to offend my ancestors. I printed it, slid it beside the trust closure PDF. Exhibit A and B. Phone buzzed, Lila, Google voice number. They raided your room. Found the Notion board. Mom's telling the club you're unwell. I packed lighter than a carry-on, 2 hoodies, MacBook, the folder labeled unfollow. Before sunrise I wheeled the suitcase down the driveway. The mansion slept, floodlights blinking like guilty paparazzi. I whispered to the dark, you wanted a dynasty? Enjoy the echo chamber. The rideshare smelled of weed and mercy. At the gate, Dad texted, don't make choices you'll regret. I typed regret as a luxury I cashed out, then deleted it. The plane punched through clouds. I raised an imaginary Red Bull. To footnotes that write bestsellers. Denver greeted me with altitude sickness and street art that didn't ask permission. My loft had a mural of a phoenix made of server racks. First paycheck bought a mug that said error 404, approval not found. Lila called a month later. I'm in Austin. UX gig. Mom's calling it experimentation. We laughed until we wheezed, the sound of firewalls crumbling. Some nights the old toast loops. I let it buffer, then hit skip intro. If you've ever been the deleted scene in your own biopic, know this, the blooper reel is yours to monetize. Raise your glass, tap water, tequila, whatever fuels you, and take up bandwidth. The algorithm's waiting.